Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are watching this, know that I appreciate you. It is I, Coach Jay, also known as Juaitan Robinson, and I am a spiritual life purpose and women's empowerment partner, which in simple terms means that I am a life coach with a focus on women, their pain, their purpose, and their power, and I help them reveal their power, deal with it, and then heal from it. I also help them find their purpose, their God-given purpose, and then assist them in feeling empowered and confident enough to walk that purpose out. So I want to talk about something right now. What I want to talk about today is self-love and empowerment. But before I do that, I want to do a quick commercial. So give me one sec. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I want to talk about really quickly is this book before I get into the topic of self-love and empowerment. I want to talk about this really quickly. Life Took a Turn. This book right now is available on my website, juaitanrobinson.com. If you click on books, go there, you'll find this image. Life Took a Turn. It is almost 300 pages of poetry and short stories and an art gallery in the back. Never mind these little tabs. These are some of my favorite pieces that I really, really like. And I read from them every once in a while when I'm promoting the book. But Life Took a Turn. It's available right now, like I said, on my website, juaitanrobinson.com. Excuse me, for $25. You're going to get, again, almost 300 pages of poetry, short stories, and an art gallery in the back. It is what I would call a coffee table book. It's interesting, it's colorful, it's mesmerizing. That's the way I feel. But this is one of those books that you can sit on your coffee table and it's a conversation piece. But make sure that you read it before you put it on the coffee table as a conversation piece. But you're going to get a little bit of everything in that book. Things that will make you laugh, things that will make you cry. You may get some things that make you angry. You never know. 97% of this book is true to life stories. You're going to get faith in here because true to life stories, because when I sat down with this group, because this is the group of writers that I led, when I sat down with this group and we started coming up with these topics to write about, they had the option of doing true to life or fiction, and they chose for the majority of the time to do true to life because they wanted to reach the people that might need this. You may come across a piece in here that jumps out at you because it's so relative to what you've gone through yourself or what you're going through right now. So almost 300 pages, again, poetry, short stories, and an art gallery in the back. And the art gallery is a cartoon strip that was drawn out and animated, I should say, and created by one of the contributing authors in the book. So not only is she a great writer, but she's also an amazing cartoonist. So go to my website, juaitanrobinson.com, click on the books tab, look for this book, $25. It's an excellent read. You'll also find my other books there. This one here is sold out, so don't worry about that. We won't be re-releasing that one until probably next year sometime, but you'll find this one and this one, as well as my spiritual study journal. You'll find that there as well. JuaitanRobinson.com, click on books, you'll find everything, but please go right now. Life Took a Turn. All right, so now that that's done, let's get into the topic of self-love and empowerment. Self-love and empowerment. We're living in a time right now where if you take a look at social media, everything that's on social media makes you think that if you don't look like what's there, or if your life isn't like the life that's being portrayed on whatever platform that is, that you are less than. If you don't have a body with, a snatched, cinched waist, a flat tummy, a big butt, long, shapely legs, hair down your back, makeup on, I don't even know if they use the word fleek anymore, but makeup on point, nails done, sitting out to here, looking like claws versus actual nails. Social media will have you think that you are not good enough. If you look at someone else's life, they're driving fancy cars and living in huge houses, and every time you see them, they're buying something expensive. If you look at their life, and it's just like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I'm doing clearly something wrong if my life doesn't look like theirs. Well, guess what? They had to go through a process to get there. They had to go through a process to get there. Whatever that process is, they had to go through a process to get there. And when you don't see them on social media, they're dealing with real life things. And unfortunately, a lot of these people that you see on social media touting their wealth and their material things, they're having their cinched waists with these, amazing waist trainers, their nails out to here, their hair down to there, and their faces on like beat to the gods. I don't even know if they say that anymore. Truly showing my age. But a lot of times those people are dealing with some kind of depression or anxiety or other emotional issue, because a lot of times what you see, they're putting out because it's their way of making a living. They may not necessarily want to do it, but it's their way of making a living. A lot of times they're depressed and they don't really want to do the stuff that they're doing. They may not love themselves. And I'm not saying this is a definite. I'm saying this is a maybe. This is a possibility. They may not love themselves or be inspired to do anything outside of what is required of them to do for pay, so they can pay their bills. I remember being in a situation where I laid into bed from depression for close to a year, if not a year. And I only got out of bed to feed my children and get them off to school. And I bathed, of course. But that was really the only time I got out of the bed. I didn't work at that time. I wasn't working at that time. And even when I did work during that depression, I would go to work, I would come home, I'd get back in the bed. I just didn't feel like I was worthy to be among the masses. I was in a hole, depressed. I had suffered from anxiety. I'd gone through this deep depression, and I realized that I was doing myself a disservice, and I needed to learn to love myself up out of this thing. So yes, there was a lot of prayer. There was a lot of seeking God and hearing his voice. There was a lot of, reading the scriptures and getting myself back to whole again. But in all of that, I still had to figure out how to love myself with all of my flaws, with all of my mistakes, with the way that I looked at the time, with the hair being what it was, because during this time I had, because of the depression, lost a good 50 pounds in 3 months. Like seriously, 50 pounds in 3 months. And my hair had started falling out prior to, because of stress, and I was ashamed to show that the hair was gone. So I wore hairstyles that hid the hair, because I believed that if I looked the way that I looked, that no one would love me for myself. And then I figured out I've got to love me for myself before I can expect anyone else to love me for me. I've got to love me for me. So with my flaws, with my drastic weight loss, with my hair falling out, with everything, the mistakes, everything that I had going on in my life at that time, and for a period of time, a good 2 years probably, if not more, and that's including the depression, I had to figure out how to love me more before I could expect anyone else to love me at all. Now, let me give you the definition of self-love, and it's really very simple. It's self-explanatory, but I think you need to hear it in order for it to click with you. And if you hear any noises in the background, it's okay. This is my real life. I don't record in a soundproof box. I am not in a recording studio. This is my life. You're going to hear some noises, and I'm not going to edit them out. I don't have time. So deal with the real life noises that you may hear. My husband's in the other room. He's playing one of his video games. There's, stuff happening on the streets behind me. I've got neighbors. You might hear them. It's okay. It's real life. Okay. So definition for self-love. Simply defined as love of self. Regard for one's own well-being and happiness, chiefly considered as a desirable rather than a narcissistic characteristic. So yeah, you could love yourself so much that you go into narcissism, but we are talking about simply being concerned about your own well-being and happiness, loving yourself as you are and embracing every part of you and being happy with it, flaws and all, mistakes and all. I don't live with regrets. That's something I don't do. I don't live with regrets. But a lot of people find it hard to move past that regret thing. Let me tell you why I don't live with regrets. Because each and everything that I have been through, encountered, or done, I look at as a lesson, whether it was good or bad. I look at it as a lesson and then I move forward. So I don't live with regrets. Often people have a hard time loving themselves because they're so regretful about some of the things that they've done in their lifetime, some of the mistakes that they've made in their lifetime. You have to learn to accept yourself for who you are, as you are in that moment. And that's a daily thing. And sometimes it's a moment by moment thing, depending on what kind of day you're having. You've got to learn how to do that. In order for you to be happy, you've got to learn how to do that. And it's your responsibility, not anyone else's. No one else can love you enough to love yourself. No one else can make you happy. You have to love you enough to become happy as you are in that moment. And then others will recognize it in you and love you as well. And you may have people that love you already. Absolutely, they love you already. But they can't love you enough to make you love yourself. That's a you thing. That's an inner thing. That's a heart thing. That's a mind thing. That's a mind thing. You've got to be able to say to yourself, I am okay as I am in the moment that I'm in. I'm okay. I'm enough. I have my I am statements board here. I affirm and meditate. These are my I affirm and meditate statements. So every morning, I come in here because my dressing room is here too. My closet is here too. Every morning I come in here and I look at that board and I say everything that's on that board. I am blessed. I am well. I am happy. I am whole. I am a child of God. I am good. I am creative. I am a winner. All of those things. I say all of those things to myself. And I do it every day in order to build me up, so that I can get through the day. Okay. Of course, I do my prayer and my meditation first thing in the morning. I do my prayer and my meditation. But then when I come in here, I do that board. I say what's on that board. It's almost a ritual. It's almost ritualistic, because not only do I say what's on that board, but I decree and declare a few things over my life. And then I talk about the things that look like success for me. And all of those things build me up. The prayer, the meditation, the affirmations, the meditation, the decreeing and declaring, and what looks like success to me, all of those things build me up and assist me in loving me even more. I told people when I got married the second time around, because I had been married before and my marriage had fallen apart, and that was why I spent a year in the bed, because my marriage had fallen apart, that first one. But when I got married the second time, people would say, "You look so happy. It looks like he makes you happy. Does he make you happy?" And I had to let people know I was already happy, because I had already figured out how to love me. I had already accepted me for who I am. I'd already started living my life the way that I wanted to live my life, the way that made me happy and whole and free. I'd already started doing that. So when my husband came into my life, there were things that he did that made me happier. So it was much more obvious to others on the outside. The smile was even bigger than before. The posture was even straighter than before. The confidence was even more evident than before. It wasn't that I wasn't happy, that I didn't stand straight or sit straight. It wasn't that I wasn't confident. I was. I had already gotten there. But my husband made me happier. Not happy, happier. I had to be happy already. It wasn't his responsibility to make me happy. It was mine. He just added a little seasoning to it, which ironically, he adds a lot of seasoning to a lot of stuff nowadays. So it's not someone else's responsibility to make you happy. It's your responsibility to find your happiness. That comes with self-love. Empowerment. This is so important. Like I said, I am a spiritual life purpose and women's empowerment partner. Women's empowerment partner. It's not me alone that empowers you. You have to have that confidence within yourself to feel empowered. It comes with self-love. Self-love and empowerment are hand in hand. They work well together. Sister, hear me when I say, when you find your self-love, you are also finding your empowerment, your strength, and your energy to do whatever it is that God has created you to do. That is why I am a women's empowerment partner, because it's not all on me. You got to accept some of that responsibility, sister. You do. It's not all on me. I don't give you the answers. I guide you to the answers within. I don't give them to you. I don't give you the happiness. I show you how to find the happiness in yourself. And I don't give you the power. I show you how to tap into the power that you already have. Women's empowerment partner, not giver. So let me give you the definition of empowerment. And there are two. It's a noun. Empowerment is a noun. There are two definitions. I'm going to give you both of them just so that you can hear the difference between the two. Authority or power given to someone to do something. Now, when I say that I am a women's empowerment partner, that means I do have the authority, if I choose to give something to you, to give you the power. Well, here's the thing. I'm giving you permission to find the power within yourself. Definition number 2, the process of becoming stronger and more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights. It's not my responsibility to empower you, sister. It's not. It's in you. I help you become stronger. I help you become more confident. But you've got control of your life. And you've got to claim your rights. You have the power within you. Walk in it. You be empowered. The process of becoming stronger. So I help you become stronger and more confident. I help you become more confident. But that control, that's yours already. Claiming your rights, that's yours already. I just help you get there. Again, I don't empower you. I give you permission. I say it's okay because you're capable. You're capable of being empowered. It was already placed in you. You just got to dig it out, sister. You just got to dig it out. And I say sister because that's who I help. But it's for the brothers too. You just got to dig it out. Just dig it out. Tap into it. Like when we tap on that maple tree to get that syrup, tap into it. It's going to start oozing out all sweet and gooey. Tap into it. So that is what I do. That is who I am. Self-love. You got to love yourself. You've got to love yourself. You've got to love yourself. No one else can love you the way that you can love you other than God. No one can love you better than you can love you other than God. Love yourself. Build up your confidence. I help you build up confidence if that's what you need, but build up your confidence so that you learn how to love yourself even more. And then that empowerment, sweetie, again, you're becoming stronger and more confident and taking control of your life and gaining your rights, claiming your rights. If you need the I am statements board, the I affirm and meditate statements board, I've got a printable. I can send it to you. Reach out to me via my email at mydaughtersmentor@gmail.com. mydaughtersmentor@gmail.com. That's mydaughtersmentor@gmail.com. Or you might be able to reach out to me via the website JuaitanRobinson.com. Try it. Let's see what happens. But just in case, mydaughtersmentor@gmail.com. Don't forget, go to my website JuaitanRobinson.com. Get Life Took a Turn. Life Took a Turn, almost 300 pages of poetry, short stories, and an art gallery in the back, published by the Pop Writers Guild. It's $25 on my website right now. Life Took a Turn, JuaitanRobinson.com. Go get it. $25. So with that, I will say peace and blessings. Remember to walk in your purpose and know that I appreciate you.